Do not covet the alchemy of desire and divine rest. What if the very fabric of your deepest desires was a lie? What if the hunger that drives you, the longing that defines you, was a carefully constructed illusion designed to keep you chained? Are you ready to discover the ancient secret, the forbidden truth that transforms longing into liberation? This isn't just another story. It's a revelation, a seismic shift in understanding, and you're about to witness something never before unveiled. You've heard whispers of desire, echoes of discontent, but you've never experienced the raw, unfiltered truth that's about to unfold. This is the groundbreaking story, the soul narrative that will shatter your perceptions, redefine your understanding of contentment, and reveal the alchemy of divine rest. Stay tuned until the very end, because the transformation you're about to witness will leave you speechless. And if this journey into the heart of desire resonates with you, if you feel the stirring of a longing for true freedom, then like, subscribe, comment, and share this unique and heartwarming story. Let us build a community of transformed hearts and continue to uncover the profound depths of grace together. The hunger that never fills. The 10th commandment, "You shall not covet," is not a mere ethical suggestion, a quaint relic of a bygone era. No, it is the very soul of the Decalogue, the diagnostic mirror held up to the deepest recesses of the human heart. It is the revelation of a furnace, stoked by desires that burn with an insatiable hunger, propelling us down paths we scarcely comprehend. We live in a world where the algorithm is our oracle, and the infinite scroll our daily liturgy. Each fleeting image, each curated life, each promised possession whispers a siren song, a subtle incitement to want. Look around you. See the flickering screens, each a portal to a world meticulously crafted to ignite our longing. Online shopping carts brimming with the ephemeral promise of fulfillment. Instagram's curated realities, where every smile and sunset is a subtle indictment of our own perceived lack. Crypto charts, their volatile peaks and valleys mirroring the restless fluctuations of our own aspirations. These are not mere tools, they are instruments of a subtle, pervasive covetousness. And then juxtapose this with the ancient narrative of King Ahab, a potentate, a man of power and privilege, yet consumed by the gnawing desire for a simple vineyard. Naboth's vineyard, a small patch of earth, a symbol of rootedness and inheritance. Yet Ahab's heart, a microcosm of our own, is poisoned by the venom of covetousness. "I want it," he declares, a primal scream echoing through the ages. His desire, unchecked, spirals into injustice, into violence, into the very destruction of life. This is not simply a historical curiosity. It is a timeless parable. For what is coveting, if not the insidious belief that our happiness, our wholeness, our very being is contingent upon something external? It is the illusion that the object of our desire, be it wealth, status, or even another's perceived happiness, will fill the void within. But the void, my friends, is not a container to be filled. It is a sacred space, a longing for the infinite, a yearning for the divine. We ask, why do we crave what consumes us? The answer lies in our fundamental misunderstanding of desire. We chase shadows, mistaking them for substance. We seek to satisfy the soul with the ephemeral, with the fleeting. But the soul, created in the image of God, hungers for God alone. The 10th commandment, then, is not a prohibition designed to oppress us. It is a liberation, a call to recognize the true nature of our longing, It invites us to turn our gaze inward, to confront the restlessness within, and to acknowledge that the peace we seek is not found in the acquisition of things, but in the surrender to the one who is the source of all being. This ancient prohibition reveals the true end of longing, not the accumulation of possessions, but the communion with the divine. It is the path to freedom, a freedom found not in having, but in being. It is the alchemy of desire, the transformation of our restless cravings into a profound and abiding peace. Consider the words of the psalmist. As the deer longs for streams of water, so my soul longs for you, O God. This is the true nature of desire, a yearning for the living water, for the one who alone can quench the soul's thirst. It is the realization that our hearts are restless until they rest in Him. This is not a call to asceticism, to the rejection of all earthly joys. Rather, it is an invitation to discern the difference between legitimate needs and corrosive desires. It is a call to cultivate a spirit of gratitude, to recognize the abundance that surrounds us, and to find contentment in the present moment. In a world that constantly whispers more, the 10th commandment speaks a counter-narrative, a profound and liberating truth. You are enough. You are loved. You are held. It is in this recognition, in this surrender, that we find true rest, the divine rest that transcends all earthly striving. Let us, then, embrace the alchemy of desire, allowing the furnace of our longing to be transformed by the fire of divine love. Let us turn away from the fleeting illusions of covetousness and embrace the true end of our longing, the communion with the one who is, was, and is to come, the source of all peace, all joy, all being. The commandments' radical interiority. The 10 Commandments, that ancient charter of divine wisdom, are not merely a legal code, a set of external rules to govern societal behavior. Rather, they are a profound revelation of the human condition, a map of the soul's intricate terrain. And within this sacred text, the 10th commandment, "You shall not covet," stands as a sentinel, guarding not the perimeter of our actions, but the very core of our being, the heart itself. While the other commandments guide our outward conduct, delineating the boundaries of permissible action, this one plunges into the depths of our interiority, illuminating the hidden currents of desire that shape our lives. Coveting, takmad, is not simply a passing feeling of envy, a momentary pang of wanting. It is a far more insidious and pervasive phenomenon, a metastatic desire, a spiritual malignancy that spreads through the soul, corrupting its very essence. This Hebrew word tahmad, etched in stone, whispers of a deep and unsettling truth. It speaks of a refusal to acknowledge the sacred boundaries that define our existence, a rejection of the divine order that distinguishes between mine and thine. It is the subtle yet devastating belief that our own happiness, our own fulfillment, is contingent upon the possession of what belongs to another. Imagine the smoking peak of Sinai, the very mountain where God's voice thundered, revealing these profound truths. This image is not merely a historical backdrop. It is a symbol of the divine encounter, a reminder that these commandments are not human constructs, but divine revelations, piercing the veil of our self-deception. Consider then the modern therapist's notes, filled with the language of chronic dissatisfaction, unmet needs, and emotional voids. These are not mere clinical observations, they are echoes of the ancient wisdom, a testament to the enduring relevance of the 10th commandment. For what is chronic dissatisfaction, if not the modern manifestation of covetousness, the relentless pursuit of external validation, the insatiable hunger for that which cannot truly satisfy. Jesus, in his radical reinterpretation of the law, amplifies this truth, illuminating the profound interiority of this commandment. Anyone who looks lustfully has already committed adultery in his heart. He unveils the devastating reality that desire, when disordered, becomes destiny. It is not merely our actions that define us, but the very inclinations of our hearts, the secret longings that shape our choices. Desire, in its essence, is not inherently evil. It is a powerful force, a vital energy that propels us towards what we perceive as good. But when this desire is untethered from its divine source, when it becomes fixated on the fleeting and the ephemeral, it transforms into a destructive force, a consuming fire that devours the soul. Think of the subtle whispers of advertising, the curated images of social media, the relentless pressure to acquire, to achieve, to possess. These are not mere distractions. They are the instruments of covetousness, the subtle seductions that lead us astray. They promise fulfillment, but deliver only emptiness, a deeper sense of lack. The 10th commandment, therefore, is not a condemnation, but a call to self-awareness, an invitation to examine the hidden recesses of our hearts. It is a reminder that true freedom is not found in the acquisition of things, but in the liberation from the tyranny of disordered desire. It is a call to recognize the sacredness of boundaries, to honor the inherent dignity of every human being, to acknowledge that our own worth is not contingent upon what we possess, but upon who we are in the eyes of God. This commandment, then, is a path to liberation, a way to reclaim our hearts from the clutches of covetousness. It invites us to cultivate a spirit of gratitude, to find contentment in the present moment, to recognize the abundance that surrounds us, and to surrender our restless longings to the one who alone can truly satisfy. Let us, therefore, heed the wisdom of this ancient commandment, allowing it to illuminate the hidden corners of our hearts. Let us embrace the radical interiority of this truth, recognizing that true freedom is found not in having, but in being rooted in the love of God, in being content with the gifts we have been given, and in being at peace with the boundaries that define our existence. Freedom to exile the fall as coveting, the narrative of humanity's descent, the tragic saga of the fall, is not merely a historical event, a distant echo from the dawn of time. It is a timeless archetype, a profound allegory that illuminates the very essence of the human condition. And at the heart of this ancient drama lies the insidious seed of coveting. Consider the iconic image of Eve reaching for the forbidden fruit. It is not simply an act of disobedience, a transgression against a divine command. It is a manifestation of a deeper, more primal longing, a yearning for something beyond the boundaries of divine provision. Eve, in her desire for wisdom, for a knowledge that promised to elevate her to the status of God, rejected the very giver of all wisdom. Here we encounter the fundamental paradox of coveting, the pursuit of a perceived good that ultimately leads to the loss of the greatest good. As Augustine, that profound doctor of grace, so eloquently observed, disordered love turns gifts into gods. It is the insidious transformation of that which is meant to be a blessing, a source of gratitude, into an object of idolatry, a false deity that promises fulfillment but delivers only emptiness. The 10th commandment, then, is not merely a prohibition, it is a divine antidote, a therapeutic intervention designed to heal the wounded heart, to restore the soul to its proper orientation. It is a call to reorder our desires, to align our longings with the divine will, before they metastasize into the destructive forces of theft, betrayal, and despair. Look at Esau, that rugged hunter, trading his birthright for a mere bowl of stew. In that fleeting moment of hunger, of immediate gratification, he surrendered his inheritance, his destiny, his very connection to the covenant. His desire in its immediacy and intensity blinded him to the profound consequences of his actions. This is the tragic trajectory of covetousness, the sacrifice of lasting good for momentary pleasure. And then there is Judas, clutching the silver coins, the symbol of his betrayal. His desire for material gain, for the fleeting security of wealth, led him to the ultimate act of treachery, the betrayal of the very source of life itself. His story is a stark reminder that coveting, when left unchecked, can lead us down paths of unimaginable darkness. These are not isolated incidents, historical anomalies. They are archetypal narratives, echoing through the corridors of time, revealing the enduring power of covetousness to corrupt the human heart. From the Garden of Eden to the streets of Jerusalem, the same insidious temptation whispers its seductive promises. You can have more. You deserve more. Your happiness lies in possessing what belongs to another. The fall, in its essence, is a story of misplaced desire, a tragic tale of humanity's attempt to usurp the divine prerogative, to claim for itself the power and knowledge that belongs to God alone. It is a reminder that true fulfillment is not found in the acquisition of things, but in the surrender to the one who is the source of all being. The 10th commandment, therefore, is a call to return to the garden, not to reclaim a lost paradise, but to rediscover the true source of our joy. It is an invitation to cultivate a spirit of gratitude, to recognize the abundance that surrounds us, to find contentment in the present moment, and to surrender our restless longings to the one who alone can truly satisfy. This commandment is not a burden but a liberation. It is a path to freedom, a way to reclaim our hearts from the clutches of covetousness. It invites us to recognize the sacredness of boundaries, to honor the inherent dignity of every human being, to acknowledge that our own worth is not contingent upon what we possess, but upon who we are in the eyes of God. Let us, then, heed the wisdom of this ancient commandment, allowing it to illuminate the hidden corners of our hearts. Let us embrace the profound truth that true fulfillment is found not in having, but in being rooted in the love of God, in being content with the gifts we have been given, and in being at peace with the divine order of creation. Let us turn away from the seductive whispers of covetousness and embrace the true freedom that comes from aligning our desires with the divine will. Augustine ordered love versus cupiditas. Augustine, that towering figure of the early church, that restless soul who wrestled with the very depths of human longing, diagnosed coveting with a precision that resonates across the centuries. He called it cupiditas, a love curved inward, a desire turned in on itself, a self-referential longing that ultimately leads to emptiness. He who knew the intoxicating allure of worldly pleasures, the fleeting satisfaction of material possessions, understood the fundamental truth that our hearts are restless until they rest in you. These words, etched in the very fabric of his confessions, are not merely a poetic expression of spiritual yearning. They are a profound theological insight, a revelation of the human heart's deepest need. Imagine the pages of his confessions animating before you, each word a testament to his own journey from restless seeking to divine surrender. They speak of a man who pursued happiness in the shadows, in the fleeting pleasures of the world, only to discover that true joy lies in the light of God's love. Augustine understood that true desire, the desire that leads to fulfillment and peace, is amor Dei, love, directed towards God, the only infinite object worthy of our finite hearts. He recognized that our souls, created in the image of the infinite, can only find their true home in the embrace of the divine. Look at the split screen before you. On one side, a monk, his face illuminated by the soft glow of candlelight, his hands folded in prayer, his heart surrendered to the divine presence. On the other, a shopper, lost in the labyrinth of a modern mall, surrounded by a cacophony of voices and a dazzling array of material goods, yet trapped in a cycle of perpetual wanting. This juxtaposition is not merely a visual contrast, it is a profound theological statement. It is a representation of the two paths that lie before us, the path of amor Dei, the path of surrender and communion, and the path of cupiditas, the path of self-centered desire and endless seeking. Coveting, in Augustine's understanding, is a form of finite worship, a tragic misdirection of our deepest longings. It is the act of mistaking creation for creator, of seeking in the ephemeral what can only be found in the eternal. It is the illusion that material possessions, social status, or worldly success can fill the void within, the sacred space that can only be occupied by God. This is not a condemnation of the material world, a rejection of the beauty and goodness of creation. Rather, it is a call to discern the difference between using the gifts of God and worshiping them. It is a reminder that the things of this world are meant to be enjoyed as signs of God's love, not as substitutes for that love. Think of the subtle whispers of advertising, the curated images of social media, the relentless pressure to acquire, to achieve, to possess. These are not mere distractions, they are the instruments of cupiditas, the subtle seductions that lead us astray. They promise fulfillment but deliver only emptiness, a deeper sense of lack. Augustine's wisdom, then, is a call to reorient our desires, to align our longings with the divine will. It is an invitation to cultivate a spirit of gratitude, to recognize the abundance that surrounds us, to find contentment in the present moment, and to surrender our restless longings to the one who alone can truly satisfy. He teaches us that true freedom is not found in the acquisition of things, but in the liberation from the tyranny of disordered desire. It is a path to peace, a way to reclaim our hearts from the clutches of cupiditas. Imagine the moment of Augustine's conversion, the pivotal moment when he finally surrendered his restless heart to God. It was not a moment of intellectual assent, but a profound experience of love, a recognition that his deepest longing could only be satisfied by the one who created him. This is the invitation that Augustine extends to us, to turn away from the fleeting illusions of cupiditas and embrace the enduring reality of amor Dei. It is a call to recognize that our hearts are restless until they rest in God, and that true joy is found not in having, but in being rooted in the love of the one who is the source of all being. Let us, therefore, heed the wisdom of Augustine, allowing it to illuminate the hidden corners of our hearts. Let us embrace the profound truth that true fulfillment is found in aligning our desires with the divine will, in surrendering our restless longings to the one who alone can truly satisfy. Let us turn away from the seductive whispers of cupiditas and embrace the liberating reality of amor Dei. Aquinas' desire as divine imprint. Thomas Aquinas, that luminous intellect of the medieval world, that architect of theological synthesis, offers a profound and liberating perspective on the nature of desire. He did not view desire as an enemy, a corrupting force to be suppressed. Rather, he recognized it as theotelic, as inherently directed towards God, the ultimate end of all human longing. He articulated this truth with crystalline clarity in his Summa Theologiae, stating, "Every desire is a fragment of desire for God." These words, drawn from the depths of his theological wisdom, reveal a fundamental truth about the human heart. Our longings, even in their most fragmented and distorted forms, are ultimately echoes of our yearning for the divine. Imagine the bustling, neon-lit streets of Tokyo, a vibrant tapestry of human activity, a symphony of desires seeking fulfillment in the material world. Amidst the dazzling lights and the relentless pursuit of worldly pleasures, there lies a subtle yet profound longing, a yearning for something more, something beyond the fleeting satisfactions of the senses. Now juxtapose this with the image of Aquinas' Summa Theologiae, that monumental work of theological exploration, a testament to the human mind's capacity to grasp the divine mysteries. Within its pages, Aquinas reveals the intricate architecture of the human soul, the inherent orientation of our desires towards the infinite. And then consider the image of a child marveling at the ethereal glow of fireflies, their tiny lights dancing in the twilight. This image captures the essence of Aquinas' insight, the innate wonder, the childlike awe that draws us towards the beauty and mystery of creation, a reflection of the divine glory. Aquinas understood that coveting, that insidious distortion of desire, arises when we mistake the fragments for the whole, when we seek to satisfy our longing with the finite and the temporal, rather than the infinite and the eternal. It is like craving water while drowning in the sea, a tragic misdirection of our deepest needs. Modern psychology, in its own way, confirms this ancient wisdom. Research, such as that conducted by Kasser, reveals a profound correlation between materialism and depression. The relentless pursuit of material possessions, the insatiable hunger for worldly success, leads not to fulfillment, but to a deep and pervasive sense of emptiness. This is because the human soul, created in the image of God, is wired for the eternal. It yearns for communion with the divine, for a love that transcends the limitations of time and space. When we attempt to satisfy this longing with the trivial, with the fleeting pleasures of the world, our souls suffocate, starved of their true nourishment. Aquinas' insight then is not a condemnation of desire, but a call to reorient it, to align it with its divine purpose. It is an invitation to recognize that our longings, in their essence, are not obstacles to be overcome, but pathways to be explored, leading us towards the one who is the source of all being. He teaches us that true freedom is not found in the suppression of desire, but in its transformation, in its elevation to its proper object, God Himself. It is a path to liberation, a way to reclaim our hearts from the clutches of covetousness. Imagine the moment of spiritual awakening, the profound realization that our deepest longings are not mere biological drives, but echoes of our yearning for the divine. It is a moment of recognition, a moment of surrender, a moment of profound peace. This is the invitation that Aquinas extends to us, to embrace the theotelic nature of our desires, to recognize that our hearts are restless until they rest in God, and that true joy is found not in having, but in being. in being rooted in the love of the one who is the source of all being. Let us therefore heed the wisdom of Aquinas, allowing it to illuminate the hidden corners of our hearts. Let us embrace the profound truth that our desires, when properly ordered, are pathways to the divine, fragments of our yearning for God. Let us turn away from the seductive illusions of covetousness and embrace the liberating reality of aligning our longings with the eternal. The algorithmic trap. We live in an age where the very fabric of our desires is being woven not by the ancient rhythms of nature, nor by the sacred whispers of the soul, but by the cold, calculating logic of algorithms. Tech giants, those modern-day architects of our digital landscape, have in a sense weaponized the 10th commandment, turning our inherent longing into a commodity, a source of endless profit. Imagine the relentless scroll of a TikTok feed, a dizzying parade of luxury hauls, curated lifestyles, and fleeting trends. Each image, each video is meticulously crafted to ignite our covetousness, to awaken the dormant desires within us. Algorithms, those unseen puppet masters, mine our digital footprints, analyzing our every click, our every like, our every moment of hesitation to understand the contours of our longing. Look at the dopamine graph, spiking with each fleeting notification, each ephemeral like, each momentary validation. This is the neurochemical echo of covetousness, the physiological response to the constant stimulation of our desires. We are caught in a cycle of instant gratification, a relentless pursuit of the next dopamine hit, the next fleeting moment of satisfaction. And then, consider the image of a vibrant farmer's market, a tapestry of natural abundance, a testament to the earth's generosity, yet ignored in favor of the instant gratification of Amazon Prime. We sacrifice the tangible, the authentic, the communal, for the fleeting convenience of the digital, the impersonal. Social media, that modern-day field of Naboth, has become a fertile ground for covetousness, a digital arena where we are constantly invited to lust after curated lives, to compare our own realities with the meticulously crafted illusions of others. Each perfectly filtered image, each carefully constructed narrative, whispers a subtle yet insidious message. You are lacking. You need more. Your happiness lies in possessing what belongs to another, yet the very tools that promise fulfillment ultimately deliver only emptiness. Studies such as those conducted by Twenge reveal a stark and unsettling truth. The more we scroll, the emptier we feel. The relentless exposure to curated perfection, the constant comparison with idealized versions of reality, leads not to satisfaction, but to a profound sense of lack, a deep and pervasive discontent. This is the algorithmic trap, the insidious cycle of covetousness that ensnares us in its digital web. We are caught in a system that feeds on our desires, that exploits our longing, that turns our inherent yearning for connection and fulfillment into a source of endless consumption. This is not merely a technological dilemma, it is a profound spiritual crisis. We are losing sight of the true nature of desire, the theotelic orientation of our hearts towards the divine. We are mistaking the fleeting illusions of the digital world for the enduring reality of God's love. The 10th commandment, therefore, is not merely a relic of a bygone era. It is a prophetic warning, a call to resist the seductive whispers of the algorithmic trap. It is an invitation to reclaim our desires, to reorient our longings towards the one who alone can truly satisfy. Imagine the moment of digital detox, the liberating experience of disconnecting from the relentless stimulation of the online world. It is a moment of reclaiming our attention, of rediscovering the beauty of the present moment, of reconnecting with the tangible reality of our lives. This is the invitation that the 10th commandment extends to us, to turn away from the fleeting illusions of the digital world and embrace the enduring reality of God's love. It is a call to recognize that true fulfillment is not found in the acquisition of digital possessions, but in the surrender to the One who is the source of all being. Let us therefore heed the wisdom of this ancient commandment, allowing it to illuminate the hidden corners of our digital lives. Let us embrace the profound truth that our desires, when properly ordered, are pathways to the divine, fragments of our yearning for God. Let us turn away from the seductive illusions of the algorithmic trap and embrace the liberating reality of aligning our longings with the eternal. Environmental, coveting, stealing from tomorrow. Coveting, that insidious force that gnaws at the human heart, is not confined to the realm of personal desire. It extends its reach, its corrosive influence, to the very fabric of our planet, transforming our relationship with the earth into a destructive cycle of consumption and exploitation. We have moved from personal covetousness to planetary covetousness, a collective hunger that threatens the very foundations of life itself. Imagine the desolate expanse of clear-cut forests, once vibrant ecosystems teeming with life, now reduced to barren landscapes, stripped of their natural beauty and ecological integrity. These are not merely economic resources. They are sacred spaces, testimonies to the earth's inherent generosity, now sacrificed on the altar of our insatiable desire for more. Look at the sprawling landfills, mountains of discarded textiles, the detritus of fast fashion, a testament to our culture of disposability, our relentless pursuit of fleeting trends and ephemeral pleasures. These are not merely waste products. They are symbols of our collective disregard for the earth's finite resources, our willingness to sacrifice the future for the fleeting satisfactions of the present. And then, consider the poignant image of a climate activist protest sign bearing the simple yet profound message, "Enough." This is not merely a political statement. It is a prophetic cry, a call to awaken from our collective slumber, to recognize the devastating consequences of our unchecked covetousness. Pope Francis, in his profound encyclical Laudato Si', warns us with urgent clarity: the earth, our home, is beginning to look more and more like an immense pile of filth. These words are not merely a lament. They are a stark indictment of our collective failure to recognize the sacredness of creation, our tragic tendency to treat the earth as a mere commodity, a resource to be exploited for our own selfish gain, our ravenous need for more, for endless economic growth, for the accumulation of material possessions, fuels, and ecological collapse that threatens the very survival of our planet. We are stealing from tomorrow, mortgaging the future of generations to come for the fleeting pleasures of the present. The 10th commandment, therefore, is not merely a personal ethical mandate. It is a profound ecological imperative, a call to reorient our relationship with the earth, to recognize its inherent dignity, its sacredness as a gift from God. It is an invitation to embrace a culture of sufficiency, to desire less, to cherish more, to recognize the inherent beauty and value of the natural world, to cultivate a spirit of gratitude for the abundance that surrounds us. Imagine the moment of ecological conversion, the profound realization that our well-being is inextricably linked to the well-being of the planet, that our actions have far-reaching consequences, that we are all interconnected in the web of life. This is the invitation that the 10th commandment extends to us, to turn away from the destructive patterns of environmental covetousness and embrace a lifestyle of ecological stewardship. It is a call to recognize that true fulfillment is not found in the accumulation of material possessions, but in the cultivation of a harmonious relationship with the earth. Let us therefore heed the wisdom of this ancient commandment, allowing it to illuminate the hidden corners of our ecological footprint. Let us embrace the profound truth that our desires, when properly ordered, can lead us to a deeper appreciation for the beauty and sacredness of creation. Let us turn away from the seductive illusions of environmental covetousness and embrace the liberating reality of living in harmony with the earth, our common home. The hedonic treadmill. Modern psychology, in its quest to understand the elusive nature of happiness, has stumbled upon a profound, albeit unsettling, phenomenon: the hedonic treadmill. It is the insidious illusion that the next acquisition, the next promotion, the next romantic entanglement will finally deliver the lasting satisfaction we crave. Yet, like a hamster on a wheel, we relentlessly pursue these fleeting rewards, only to find ourselves perpetually returning to a baseline of dissatisfaction. Imagine the lab rats pressing dopamine levers, their brains flooded with neurochemical rewards, yet trapped in a cycle of compulsive behavior devoid of genuine fulfillment. This image is not merely a scientific curiosity, it is a poignant metaphor for the human condition, a reflection of our tendency to chase after external stimuli, mistaking them for true sources of joy. Look at the lottery winners, those individuals who seemingly struck gold, who achieved the ultimate material success, yet often find themselves plagued by depression, anxiety, and a profound sense of emptiness. Their stories are a stark reminder that wealth in itself cannot satisfy the deepest longings of the human heart, that true happiness transcends the fleeting pleasures of material acquisition. And then consider the image of Buddhist monks, their faces radiating tranquility, their minds serene, their hearts filled with contentment, consistently rating high on happiness surveys. These individuals, who have often renounced material possessions and embraced a life of simplicity and mindfulness, demonstrate that true joy is not found in having, but in being, in cultivating a spirit of gratitude and finding peace within. The hedonic treadmill, in its essence, is a manifestation of our disordered desires, our tendency to seek fulfillment in the external world rather than the inner landscape of the soul. It is a testament to our susceptibility to the illusions of covetousness, our tragic belief that more is always better, that happiness lies in the accumulation of things. Yet, amidst this modern malaise, ancient wisdom offers a path to liberation. Gratitude journals, those simple acts of acknowledging the blessings in our lives, and mindfulness, those practices of cultivating present moment awareness, are not merely psychological techniques. They are ancient spiritual disciplines disguised in secular garb. These practices, as research conducted by Emmons has shown, rewire the brain for joy, shifting our focus from what we lack to what we have, from the fleeting pleasures of the senses to the enduring peace of the soul. They cultivate a spirit of contentment, a recognition that true happiness is not contingent upon external circumstances, but upon an inner state of being. Contentment, it seems, is not a passive state, a gift bestowed upon a select few. It is a muscle, a spiritual muscle, that must be exercised, cultivated, and strengthened through intentional practice. It is the ability to find joy in the present moment, to appreciate the beauty of simplicity, to recognize the abundance that surrounds us. Imagine the moment of spiritual awakening, the profound realization that true happiness is not found in the pursuit of more, but in the appreciation of what we have. It is a moment of surrender, a moment of gratitude, a moment of profound peace. This is the invitation that the 10th commandment extends to us. to step off the hedonic treadmill, to break free from the cycle of endless wanting, to cultivate a spirit of contentment, to recognize that true joy is found not in having, but in being. Let us therefore heed the wisdom of ancient spiritual practices, allowing them to reshape our hearts, to rewire our brains for joy. Let us embrace the profound truth that contentment is a muscle, a spiritual muscle that can be strengthened through gratitude, mindfulness, and surrender. Let us turn away from the seductive illusions of the hedonic treadmill and embrace the liberating reality of finding peace within. Sabbath economics, the antidote to coveting. In the heart of the Hebrew Scriptures, embedded within the ancient legal codes of Leviticus, lies a radical vision of economic justice, a profound antidote to the corrosive power of covetousness. The Jubilee Laws. These laws, far from being mere economic regulations, are a testament to God's profound concern for the well-being of humanity, a divine mandate to institutionalize enoughness. Imagine the ancient Israelite community observing the Jubilee year, a time of debt relief, land restoration, and social renewal. This was not merely a redistribution of wealth. It was a profound act of spiritual liberation, a recognition that the earth and its bounty belong to God, and that human beings are stewards, not owners. By mandating debt relief, God sought to break the chains of economic oppression, to liberate the vulnerable from the clutches of perpetual indebtedness. By mandating land rest, God sought to restore the balance of creation, to allow the earth to replenish its resources, to ensure that future generations would inherit a world of abundance. This was a radical vision of equity, a recognition that true prosperity is not found in the accumulation of wealth by a select few, but in the equitable distribution of resources for the well-being of all. It was a profound challenge to the culture of covetousness, a call to prioritize the needs of the community over the insatiable desires of the individual. Look at the modern-day image of a family cooking together, sharing a meal, prepared from simple ingredients, a testament to the joy of communal living, the satisfaction of shared resources. This image echoes the spirit of the Jubilee Laws, a reminder that true abundance is found in the sharing of gifts, in the cultivation of community. Consider the vibrant activity of a Buy Nothing Facebook group, a digital manifestation of mutual aid, a community where individuals freely share their possessions, their skills, their time, without expectation of return. This is a modern-day expression of the Jubilee spirit, a recognition that our worth is not measured by what we own, but by what we share. And then, imagine the bountiful harvest of a community garden, a testament to the power of collective effort, a symbol of the earth's generosity, a reminder that we are all interconnected in the web of life. This image embodies the spirit of Sabbath economics, a recognition that the earth's resources are meant to be shared, that abundance is found in cooperation, not competition. Modern movements like minimalism and mutual aid, often dismissed as mere lifestyle choices, are in fact powerful echoes of this ancient wisdom, a rediscovery of the spiritual principles that underpin true economic justice. As Gandhi so eloquently stated, there is enough for everyone's need, but not everyone's greed. This profound insight encapsulates the essence of Sabbath economics, a recognition that the root of economic injustice lies not in scarcity, but in the insatiable desire for more, the unchecked impulse of covetousness. The Jubilee Laws, therefore, are not merely historical curiosities. They are prophetic blueprints, a vision of a world where economic justice is rooted in spiritual principles, where enoughness is not a utopian ideal, but a practical reality. Imagine the moment of economic conversion, the profound realization that our well-being is inextricably linked to the well-being of others, that true prosperity is found in the cultivation of community, in the equitable distribution of resources. This is the invitation that Sabbath economics extends to us, to embrace a culture of sharing, to prioritize the needs of the community over the desires of the individual, to recognize that true abundance is found in the cultivation of enoughness. Let us, therefore, heed the wisdom of the Jubilee laws, allowing them to reshape our economic practices, to cultivate a spirit of generosity and justice. Let us embrace the profound truth that true prosperity is found not in the accumulation of wealth, but in the cultivation of community, in the equitable distribution of resources, in the recognition that there is enough for everyone's need, but not everyone's greed. The Eucharist, desire transfigured. At the very heart of Christian spirituality lies a profound mystery, a transformative encounter that redefines the very nature of desire, the Eucharist. In this sacred ritual, Christ, the embodiment of divine love, offers himself as food, not to satiate our earthly appetites, but to transfigure our deepest longings, to elevate our wanting to the realm of communion. Imagine the priest elevating the host, the consecrated bread, the very body of Christ, a symbol of divine self-giving, a testament to the boundless love that transcends all human limitations. Take, eat, this is my body, Christ proclaims, not as a command, but as an invitation, a call to participate in the divine exchange, to allow our desires to be reshaped by his sacrificial love. This is not merely a symbolic gesture. It is a profound act of spiritual alchemy, a transformation of our inherent wanting into a sacred communion. In the Eucharist, our hunger for connection, our yearning for belonging, our longing for ultimate fulfillment are met not with fleeting satisfactions, but with the enduring presence of Christ himself. As Augustine, that profound seeker of divine truth, so eloquently articulated, "You have made us for yourself, and our hearts are restless until they rest in you." This insight, born of his own tumultuous journey, reveals the fundamental truth that our desires, in their deepest essence, are a yearning for God, a longing for communion with the divine. Look at the image of a soup kitchen volunteer serving meals to the hungry, a tangible expression of Christ's love in action, a reflection of the Eucharist's transformative power. This act of selfless service, this willingness to share one's resources with those in need, is a manifestation of reordered desire, a recognition that true fulfillment is found in giving, not in hoarding. Consider the image of a couple adopting a child, opening their hearts and homes to a vulnerable life, a profound act of love and sacrifice. This image embodies the spirit of the Eucharist, a willingness to embrace the other, to extend the boundaries of our compassion, to participate in the divine work of creation. The Eucharist, therefore, is not merely a ritual. It is a transformative encounter, a divine pedagogy that teaches us the true nature of desire. It reveals that the cure for coveting is not the suppression of longing, but the reordering of our affections, the aligning of our desires with the divine will. It teaches us that true fulfillment is not found in the accumulation of material possessions, but in the communion with Christ, in the sharing of his love, in the extension of his grace to others. It is a call to move from a self-centered pursuit of satisfaction to a God-centered embrace of self-giving. Imagine the moment of receiving the Eucharist, the profound experience of encountering Christ's presence, the realization that our deepest longings are met not with fleeting pleasures, but with the enduring love of the divine. It is a moment of surrender, a moment of communion, a moment of profound transformation. This is the invitation that the Eucharist extends to us, to allow Christ to reshape our desires, to transfigure our wanting into communion, to recognize that true fulfillment is found not in having, but in being united with Christ, in being channels of His love to the world. Let us, therefore, heed the wisdom of the Eucharist, allowing it to transform our hearts, to reorder our desires, to cultivate a spirit of communion. Let us embrace the profound truth that true fulfillment is found, not in coveting but in giving, not in hoarding but in sharing, not in seeking our own satisfaction but in participating in the divine work of love. Let us allow Christ to lead us from the restless seeking of covetousness to the abiding peace of communion. The art of detachment. Detachment, often misunderstood as indifference or apathy, is in its essence a profound act of spiritual liberation, a radical embrace of freedom. It is not a rejection of the world, but a reorientation of our hearts, a release from the tyranny of lesser loves, a surrender to the infinite. Imagine the monk dwelling in a sparse cell, devoid of material possessions, yet radiating an inner peace that transcends all earthly comforts. This image is not a symbol of deprivation, but a testament to the profound freedom that comes from letting go, from recognizing that true wealth lies not in having, but in being. Look at the CEO, a figure of worldly success, who chooses to donate a significant portion of their wealth not out of guilt or obligation, but out of a deep understanding of the fleeting nature of material possessions. This act of generosity, this willingness to relinquish control, is a manifestation of detachment, a recognition that true power lies in giving, not in hoarding. Consider the teenager, a digital native who chooses to log off social media, to disconnect from the constant barrage of curated images and fleeting trends, to reclaim their attention and cultivate inner stillness. This act of self-imposed limitation, this willingness to resist the allure of the digital world, is a modern-day expression of detachment, a recognition that true connection is found not in the virtual realm, but in the present moment. St. John of the Cross, that mystical doctor of the Church, called this process nada, nothingness. It is not a nihilistic rejection of all things, but a profound act of surrender, a willingness to let go of the lesser loves that bind us, that distract us from the infinite. It is the recognition that our deepest longings can only be satisfied by the one who is the source of all being. Modern saints like Mother Teresa and Jean Vanier modeled this profound truth in their lives. They embraced a poverty of things, not as a form of self-inflicted suffering, but as a path to spiritual abundance. Their willingness to relinquish material possessions, to live in solidarity with the poor and marginalized, revealed a wealth of soul that transcends all earthly measures. Their lives are a testament to the transformative power of detachment, a reminder that true freedom is found not in the accumulation of wealth, but in the cultivation of compassion, in the extension of love, in the surrender to the divine. Detachment, therefore, is not a passive state, but an active practice, a continuous process of letting go, of releasing our grip on the fleeting and the ephemeral. It is the cultivation of an inner space, a sanctuary of stillness, where we can encounter the presence of the infinite. Imagine the moment of spiritual liberation, the profound experience of releasing the burdens of attachment, the realization that true freedom is found not in possessing, but in being possessed by God. It is a moment of surrender, a moment of peace, a moment of profound joy. This is the invitation that the art of detachment extends to us, to relinquish the lesser loves that bind us, to surrender to the infinite, to discover the true wealth of the soul. It is a call to move from a life of grasping to a life of giving, from a life of seeking to a life of surrender. Let us therefore heed the wisdom of the saints, allowing their lives to illuminate the path to spiritual freedom. Let us embrace the profound truth that detachment is not indifference, but liberation, not deprivation, but abundance. Let us cultivate the art of letting go, allowing the infinite to fill the emptiness within and to reveal the true wealth of our souls. The economy of grace, the 10th commandment, far from being a mere prohibition, a negative constraint, invites us into a radical transformation, a profound shift in our understanding of abundance. It calls us to participate in an economy of grace, a realm where desire, tempered by gratitude, fuels generosity, where the scarcity of the material world is transcended by the boundless abundance of divine love. Imagine a diverse crowd, a tapestry of human faces, sharing a potluck meal, each person contributing their unique gifts, their simple offerings, to create a feast of communal joy. This image is a reflection of the economy of grace, a recognition that true abundance is found not in individual accumulation, but in collective sharing, in the mutual exchange of gifts. Look at the repaired heirloom, a cherished object passed down through generations, a testament to the enduring beauty of simplicity, a symbol of the value of stewardship, of the responsibility to care for that which has been entrusted to us. This image embodies the spirit of gratitude, a recognition that true wealth lies not in the acquisition of new things, but in the appreciation of the old, in the cherishing of that which endures. Consider the breathtaking sunset over a rewilded forest, a landscape restored to its natural beauty, a testament to the earth's resilience, a symbol of the transformative power of human cooperation. This image reflects the awe that replaces envy in an economy of grace, a recognition that true beauty is found not in human control, but in the surrender to the divine order of creation. In this economy, we trade scarcity for abundance, envy for awe, the restless pursuit of more for the abiding peace of enough. As the psalmist sings, with profound simplicity, "The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing." This is not a statement of material wealth, but a declaration of spiritual abundance, a recognition that in God's presence, all our needs are met, all our longings are satisfied. Poverty, with its insatiable hunger for the finite, chains us to the ephemeral, to the fleeting illusions of the material world. Contentment, on the other hand, with its surrender to the infinite, opens us to the eternal, to the boundless expanse of divine love. Imagine a child releasing a balloon into the sky, a symbol of the lightness of being, the freedom of letting go, the joy of surrendering to the vastness of the heavens. As the camera follows the balloon, it ascends higher and higher until it dissolves into the shimmering tapestry of starlight, a reminder that our true home lies not in the earthly realm, but in the celestial embrace of the divine. Let us therefore choose wisely. Let us choose the path of contentment, the path of surrender, the path of grace. For in the end, our desires will either define us, imprisoning us in the narrow confines of our own self-centeredness, or divinize us, elevating us to the realm of communion with the divine, transforming us into vessels of God's love. Final text overlay: keep your lives free from the love of money and be content with what you have, because God has said, "Never will I leave you, never will I forsake you." Hebrews 13:5. Let us embrace the enduring truth of these ancient words, a promise of divine presence, a guarantee of unwavering love. Let us cultivate a spirit of contentment, a recognition that in God's presence we lack nothing. Let us surrender our restless desires to the one who alone can truly satisfy, and allow our hearts to be transformed by the economy of grace. Call to action. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the alchemy of desire and the path to divine rest. We've journeyed through the depths of covetousness and ascended to the heights of grace. If this reflection has stirred within you a longing for true contentment, a desire to transform your own heart, we invite you to become a part of the Hope in God community. Subscribe to receive more theological reflections that illuminate the path from longing to liberation. Share your own experiences of encountering grace, your moments of turning from covetousness to communion, and let us walk together step by step towards a deeper understanding of the transformative power of God's love. Let us cultivate an economy of grace within our own lives and within our communities, finding abundance not in what we possess, but in the love we share.